And we are live. So I'm just gonna share the links to everyone. Okay, please give me 1 minute. So, while waiting, I'm just gonna share the link. Tawagin ko lang mga tao na nagsisimula na tayo. Alright, where is it? There we go. And we need to share this to Philippines, the Billionaires Club sa group natin. Just give me 1 minute, really quick, because I don't have any technical assistance. I do everything by myself. So this is medyo ano to. Alright, so while waiting for everyone, guys, if you want to share this opportunity, please share it to your walls or your groups if you have any trading groups out there. Para naman they will know and learn about the opportunity that we are sharing today. Today we're going to be talking about how to use the Bollinger Bands, specifically how I use the Bollinger Bands in my trades. Right, so let me just share this to others. Yan. So, who's here? Hey, thanks again for the video. Kim, Antonio Magat, you're welcome. Melvin, salamat malam, Joel Ligares. So, that's good evening. Yan. Yan. Melvin, good evening din. Annette Bala, good evening din. Trevor Virus, magandang gabi. Yan. Boltron Antipas, gandang gabi din. Good evening, Rico Velasco. Kaloy, good evening. Yan. Bukas guys ha, tomorrow is market day again. And yan, as expected, at 8:15 a.m., the daily grind. We are going to study the market together. Right? I will be heading it and I'm gonna give you inputs about what you see in the stocks. So if you haven't watched the daily grind yet, please subscribe to the channel. Also, yung mga bago dito ngayon, please subscribe to the channel so that you'll be updated whenever I have a video uploaded. Also, every day, yung daily grind na yan, that is an everyday program where we study the market together. Right? Walang iwanan dito sa Financial Freedom 101. Right? Good evening, Kuya Lloyd. Right? Sakit sa balakang nun Kuya Lloyd. Harold Gilbolingo, good evening din. Yan, Tony Nieva. Right, there's 35 of us. Yan, so mga kakapasok, for those who just watched the video, this is recorded live. So if you are not watching the live version, you may want to skip the video 3 minutes further. Or yan, 3 minutes further from now para you can directly go to the lesson itself. Right, we are now live sa post mo. Ayan. Good evening. Ayan. Let me see if everyone is seeing it. Ayan. Very good. Melvin, we are not live. We're not live. I'm not sure what you mean by that. Baka we are now live ang ibig mong sabihin. Right. Nilo Par, your friendly neighbor here. Ayan. So everyone in the Discord is here. Anyway, don't worry. After once we start, if you came in late, if you miss a portion of the lesson today, you can always check the replay of this video. Again, please share this video if you want to share this opportunity to your friends or your other trader friends. If you have a specific group for trading, please share it there so that the people who needs this will know. And wag na nating anuhin. We don't really care for those people who don't need it, but for those who need it, yan yung tutulungan natin. Right. Again, before we start, this video is powered by 2Trade Asia. 2Trade Asia is a very good mobile app. If you wanna be able to trade anywhere, anytime you want to, check out 2Trade Asia at 2tradeasia.com. They have a good platform and mabilis sila for trading. Right. So, guess we have to start. Yan, 54 na yung audience natin ngayon. Good evening, everyone. Hindi ko na babasahin yung mga greetings anymore to save time. So tonight, we're gonna be talking about the Bollinger Bands. Right? What is a Bollinger Band? Actually, Bollinger Band, I'm not gonna go deep into the mathematics behind Bollinger Bands. It's just, to simply put it, Bollinger Bands are just two lines that is deviated from a standard moving average, which is moving average 20. Yan yung Bollinger Band. It was created by John Bollinger. If you want to go deeper on how Bollinger Band was made, you can check other videos about Bollinger Band. This is about how to use the Bollinger Band. So I won't go deep into those mathematics definitions of Bollinger Band or the history of Bollinger Bands anymore. Right, so I'm gonna go to my slide. So I hope you can see my slide. Very good. So Bollinger Bands, its main purpose is to know if the stock is volatile or stable, right? You can see if the stock is already volatile or stable. And if it's stable, there's a big chance that anytime soon volatility will come in and trading opportunity will be there when the stock is stable. If the movement is strong / significant, or if okay ba yung movement na yun, or if the movement is insignificant or weak, right? Ako is I use the Bollinger Bands. It gives me the habit of always checking the volatility of the stock. The bands give that a check. Right? The wider the bands or the further they are apart from each other, right? Kung mas malayo sila from each other, the more volatile the stock is. And then the narrower it is together, we call that the squeeze, the more stable the stock is. That's the opposite. So I'm going to show you an example of a Bollinger Band, which is, wala pa ako naka-open a chart. So I'm going to open a chart first for the meantime. Here, click this real quick. And so let's use Instagram's chart because naka-set up na yung Bollinger Bands ko dito. Right, so don't use don't use Bollinger Band alone, okay? I usually use it with MACD. Not MACD, RSI. So I just closed down MACD, right? I usually use it with RSI. It's not a standalone technical analysis tools. You use it with other technical analysis tools. And for me, the perfect partner ni Bollinger Band is RSI, right? So this is a Bollinger Band. Let's pull out one of the stocks that I have, which is Poppy. I am inside Poppy right here. So here, so Poppy, there are two significant configuration of the Bollinger Bands here. One is a wide Bollinger Band. They are very far apart from each other. And this area right here you're seeing here is the Bollinger Band is squeezed. They're very near, very narrow, right? Very near from each other, right? So what does this tell us? Yan, sabi ko nga, the further they are from each other, the more volatile the stock is. What is a volatile stock? Stock that can move a lot. And how much can a stock move? Look at this right here. So on your screen right now, in just 2 days, the stock moved 49%. That is a very volatile stock right there. So if the stock is volatile, it can move this much in just a day. You can win that much, or you can lose that much too, right? Look at how volatile that is. In just 4 days, you could have lost 20%, diba? So that's how volatile the stock is. That is what a wide Bollinger Band is telling us. Now here is a narrow Bollinger Band. This is a very stable position of the stock right here. For example, hindi pa natin alam yung ano mangyayari dyan. What is happening in this stock? Look at this price range right here. From here to here. Dyan lang yung galaw ng stock. So, how stable is it? Look at that. Only 2.49%. I hope you can see that. It's how stable that stock is. If pumasok ka dyan, you can only win 2.49. Or if dun ka sa resistance pumasok, you can only lose 2.49% lang. That's how stable the stock is. During these kinds of movements, walang gaanong volume. There's no action. There's not much action. Right? Because, kahit walang action dyan, actually, andyan yung pinakagrabe na hilaan. It's a tug of war. Right? Even if there's no action there's no volume, there's a very big war going on between two sides. Ano yung mga side na yun? One side is the buyers, and the other side is the sellers. What does this tell us? Kasi gusto ko sa Bollinger Band is, it will tell you the market psychology. And during this time of stability right here, what is the psychology of the market? So, the buyers don't want to buy the stock na mas mahal or much more expensive than 2.09. Oh, pasensya na kayo guys. I'm really sorry if I speak English because it's not just the Filipinos, hindi lang Pilipino ang mga target ko. It's this lesson is really for the world, right? Those who want to use Bollinger Bands if they're not Filipinos, they can use this video. So I'm gonna use English majority of the time. So next the next side is here, and the sellers. Yan. We said earlier, just a review, the buyers don't want to buy a stock for POPI for more than 2.09 pesos. And then, for sellers naman, the sellers don't want to sell the stock at 2.04. It's a tug of war right there. Very stable. I don't want to buy much more expensive than 2.09. And the sellers, I don't want to sell na mas mura. It's cheaper than 2.04. So, for how many days? Look at that. How many days? The story of the stock has been like that. And whenever a stock does this, anytime soon, that stability is going to be broken. And when that is broken, there is trading opportunity there already. And look at this right here. One day, the stability was broken. The price closed above the Bollinger Band. That stability was broken. What does this tell us? This tells us that someone won. May nanalo na. And who won from the two sides? It's the sellers. The buyers gave up because they lost. The buyers, I really want to buy POPI, but nobody is selling it cheaper than 2.09. And right now, there's no more stocks available and I really want to buy it. I give up. I'll just buy the stock, which is priced 2.10 and 2.11. Look at that. It broke the stability and closed at 2.11. So right there, the stability is broken, and if it's broken on the upper Bollinger Band, usually the stocks go up. Right? And the opposite, if the stability is broken below, what does that mean? It means that the sellers gave up. Nobody is buying, so I want to throw my stocks away, so I'm just gonna sell it cheaper, and then it's gonna trigger the bottom, and then usually that causes the stock to go down. Right? It's not again, one Bollinger Band is not 100% accurate, so still trade with caution. Right? So at this point right here, the stability was broken. When it broke, the RSI is not yet at overbought level. So that's a good sign whenever that happens. Right? It's not at overbought levels. So I use it together with that. So when that happens, it will bring us to my very first favorite setup with Bollinger Bands. Right here, the constricted Bollinger Band. I call this the calm before the storm. Why? POPI right here, when it was broken, look at that. How much volatility how volatile it become. You could have won not just 36% from that point. Look at this right here. So just how many days? 83%. You could have won 83%. Even as it went as high as 96% in just 1 month, period of 1 month more or less. This is the calm before the storm. If you're a follower of mine, I told you last Friday to get into Emperador. Why did I say that? Same setup right here. It's a very constricted Bollinger Band, and look at that. It already popped, and that is how we won. Not just there, that moment right there. Here it is, right there. So many times that happened right here. There's that stability, and then that stability is broken up there. It stabilized again at this moment, and then there it is right there. Vulcan. Recently, this is the second time this happened to Vulcan, actually. Right? The first one, I recommended Vulcan right here. This is isa sa mga marami tayong napayaman right here. This stability right here, and then it triggered the Bollinger Band up there. That's when the stability was broken, and look at that. How much win did that do? Right there, it went as high as 107%, and it again happened right during our daily grinds. So many people asked about Vulcan right here. That's the stability right there again, and similar to that level right there. So this is the time where when you will start to check, wait for Vulcan again, and look at that right there. When that happened, you know what happened to Vulcan the past few days, right? Not just this one right here. See, POPI, Vulcan, SMC right here. It's also happened to SMC. This point of stability right here, and then once those stability is broken, there it is. Those are the storm after those stability, right? So many stocks that went ceiling, we caught using this technical analysis. Yun nga lang, in today's market, it's very bearish. It's ceiling stocks are very rare. Unlike when it was January, February, ceiling stocks were very common. Right? This one right here, this is one of the ceiling stocks that we caught when this stability was broken. It closed above the Bollinger Band. During that time, the stock was still not yet overbought, and so that was our signal to buy. And look at that, it did go up after that. Then again, this is not 100%. This is not 100% accurate, right? What you do is when there is stabilization, you get in, right? And then if ever it breaks that stabilization on the upside, then that's good. If ever it breaks the stabilization and goes below, that's a bad sign. You check out tomorrow, check your stock, right? If it goes below, usually it's below the support already. If you need to cut loss the next day, then just cut loss, and that's it. This is one of my favorite technical analysis using Bollinger Bands, the constricted band, right? The calm before the storm. Next one is double bottoms, right? I know you're familiar with the pattern called the double bottom. This is when if the stock is on a downtrend and then suddenly rallies up, then loses momentum and goes back down to that same level and makes another bottom and then starts to recover again. That's called a double bottom pattern. But I use Bollinger Bands with double bottoms. And what do I check with Bollinger Bands? Check your screen. It says lighter volume, lower volatility, and the price are outside the bands. Right? Whenever this happens, there's a big chance that the stock is gonna go up. This is the technical analysis. The last time I used when I entered Jollibee, right? Last year, Jollibee went on a downtrend, and this was the downtrend of Jollibee last year. So this is the double bottom of Jollibee. Alright, good evening, Getty, Kim, Mimi, good evening, everyone. I'm not gonna be reading all the greetings anymore. Siguro later, we're gonna go through your greetings. So we're gonna have a question and answer portion, and we're gonna have a little activity using Bollinger Bands. We'll do our best with this live right here. So yes, this is the double bottom. Remember the formula that I told you: lighter volume, lower volatility, and price outside the bands. So here it is. So these are the 1, 2. The second bottom is right here. So let's check the volume. So you know that the volume is there at the background. So let's just put a line right there. This is the first bottom. The second bottom should have a lighter volume, just right here. So we have lighter volume right there. The next one is lower volatility. And what technical analysis tells you if the stock is volatile or not? Bollinger Bands, right? So we'll just we'll just measure the Bollinger Bands, how far apart they are from each other. The farther they are, the more volatile. The nearer they are, the less volatile it is. So the first bottom is right here. This is how volatile it is. Let's compare it to the second bottom right here. It's halos kalahati, almost half that volatility right there. So right there, we are check again for lower volatility. And lastly, the price should be outside the Bollinger Bands. And look at this first bottom right here. It closed below the Bollinger Band. Second bottom, it closed again below outside the Bollinger Bands. So all three are checked, and when that happened, look at that right there. So for Jollibee, since we entered Jollibee at that point right there, it won 62%, as high as 62%. So if the money you put in at this point right here, you could have won 65% already in just 1 year, right? So this is very helpful, especially for double bottoms. Mark Australia has a question. Sir, pwede ba yan sa intraday? Yes, I use this as my intraday. Right? The people in the chat room if you're not part of the chat room yet, please download Discord, right? And go the links below. Go to the link below. Okay. I'm gonna add a link on the video description, okay? After the video, download Discord and then go to the Discord group. Ayan. For those who are already in the Discord group, shout out sa inyo. They know that I use Bollinger Bands intraday then, right? So let's continue. Right, so this is the double bottoms. Next is riding the bands. This is where there is an intraday strategy where, not just intraday strategy, even in swing, wherein if the stock is already high and still touching the Bollinger Band, you can still ride that. And then where do you sell? So riding the bands. We'll go to that slide where, no, here it is. Riding the bands. Ride the stock until the price closes inside the band or closes lower than the previous stick. So right here, this is PIP. When I recommended PIP, it's because it triggered the Bollinger Band right here. 1, 2, 3. So you just ride the bands as long as the band is still, as long as the prices are still closing outside the Bollinger Band, the top Bollinger Band, you still ride that. When do you sell? If the stock closes inside the band, that means that the momentum has stopped and it's time to sell the stock, right? Or it closes lower than the previous stick. If it closes lower than the previous close, then that's a sign that the momentum has stopped, and that has you have to sell the stock. But I don't want you to sell all, right? I have a video about how to handle your winning stocks. Please check that out. If your stock is already winning and you're riding the bands, and if it closes inside, what do? Do you sell all or not, right? I have a video about that, but I'm not gonna talk about that here. Please check that out if you want to. Siguro, on the replays, I'm gonna be placing. You should see a card up the upper right corner of the video. There will be a ticket there so that you can go to that video. But right now it's live, so I won't be able to do that. So that's riding the bands. So I'm gonna go back. So next one is one of my favorites, right? Whenever you miss riding the stock when it hits the Bollinger Bands, you don't ride it, especially on a swing trade, right? If you're a swing trader, it's already high up there. Don't chase it anymore, because swing trader is a position trader, and those prices above there is not a good position, right? So you look for a good position, and where is that position? This is my favorite, pull back to MA20, right? So pull back to MA20. So whenever stock goes up and then you missed it, wait for a good position. The next good position is the MA20. If it bounces at near MA20, then get in already. Use the MA20 as my trend line then. So here's an example of that, right? So here, pullbacks to MA20, wait for the stock to go near MA20 before getting in. This is your entry point. This is Poppy. This is your entry point. You could have ridden this, and this one closed below this candlestick. So this is a sell signal. So you could have sold there. Now, what if you were not able to ride this climb right here? There's already 3 sticks. What do? Do you chase the stock here or no? Don't, especially if you're a swing trader. Wait for a good position. Swing trader is a position trader. So wait for a good position. Where's that good position? Near MA20. So as the stock is going near MA20, that is your position, and you can use that MA20 as your support. It's either going to consolidate or going to do a pullback. This one right here did a pullback. This is red, but this is a confirmation of a support. Price action, if you know price action, I'm going to make a video about price action. You'll notice this one right here, red, very red, very red, and then suddenly this happens. It's slow, much slower red. That's a good sign. Plus, even if it's red, it confirmed a support area right here. This is a signal that the stock could bounce anytime soon. That's price action. I'm gonna make a different video about that. But this is your entry point right here, and look at that. You could have ridden this stock. A perfect example of this is, I'm gonna pull up a stock. When I recommended this stock, Jerry right here. So right here, at this price action right here. So this one, did the trigger, but then again it broke MA20, so we are out of the position right here. So it then again triggered the upper Bollinger Band. Actually dito pa lang maganda na nito Then you could have just bodega here. If you are following Jerry, this formed a rounded bottom right there. But here, look at this, Bollinger Band triggered. The next day it did a pullback right here. Where do you wait for it? MA20, and it starts to bounce at MA20 right there. And then hits the Bollinger Band again. Where does it bounce? Look at that, perfectly at MA20 right there. And there it is again, right? This is a perfect MA20 pullback to MA20 scenario right here. Pull back to MA20, pull back to MA20. So many positions kay Jerry like that. But recently, look at this right here. Still the same setup. Bollinger Band trigger. Pag nag-trigger yan, stock na yan. Abangan mo na yun bukas, right? Because this is a bullish signal right here. But then again, tomorrow, you don't know if this will continue or do a pullback. So tomorrow, abangan mo yan. Pag mag-bullish yan tomorrow, you can try to trade it. But this time, it did not go bullish, so hindi ka papasok niyan. It did a pullback. So that's a good sign because you will have a good position if this happens. Where do you wait for it? MA20. Look at that. It's now at MA20. So next day, you don't have a bounce yet. So the next day, early in the morning, if it starts bouncing, get in, my friend. Because if you get in there, look at that. Right? So this is the best position. Now it's high up there already. And then it's starting to close inside, so you can sell half right there. Then it's doing a pullback again. And where do you wait for it? MA20, my friend. Right there. Those are good bounces kay MA20. Right there. Right? So this is why I love MA20. Pullbacks to MA20 whenever a stock triggers the Bollinger Band right there. And then if you haven't ridden that, you can wait for it at MA20. Then if it breaks MA20, right? Like this one right here. It broke MA20. It closed below the MA20. That's usually a bad sign. Because it closed below MA20, usually the price change, the action changes, the direction changes. And this time, it did sideways right there. Right? So, similar with this one right here, this climb right here, the MA20 bounces, that's the signals right there. And then when it broke MA20, direction changed to sideways. So this is similar to now. Right? When the first time, if you have been a long time follower of me, right? Right, you know that I was the first one to recommend to get in now before it did the first ceiling. I recommended now at around this right here. I said get in because I have a feeling that now will go ballistic, and it did right here. Ang problema nito is the people were not, look at this, triggered, and then where do you wait for it? MA20. Then it did this right here. So what do we do at this point right here? Because you already missed that. It's either you cannot be a position trader in this position anymore. It's either you just hit it for intraday trading or just wait for it to do a pullback if you're a position trader. So you really need to know who you are in the stock market. Then it did climb right there. So if you're a position trader, these are bad positions. Huwag kang papasok sa mga ganyan. So where do you wait for it? At MA20. Look at that. At MA20, it reached very near MA20 and then started to bounce again right there. So that climb, those climbs right there, and this is the horrific moment of now. Then look at this right here. I recommended now for the last time during this climb right here near MA20. Why? Look at that. At MA20, it bounced 18%. This was a good opportunity. And then, and bumaba na siya, then started to go to MA20 again. This is a good position again, but tomorrow, just wait for the bounce. If it will bounce, then good. But this time, it did not bounce. It even broke MA20. And once it broke MA20, the direction changed, even went downwards. Right? So, I use MA20 for my position trading. Whenever a stock pulls back, that's good because I will wait for the opportunity at MA20. This is one of the what do you call this, technical analysis na marami na akong naging pera because the pullback to MA20s. Whenever I miss something, because I'm a position trader, whenever I miss a climb, I don't chase for that stock. I wait for it at MA20 and then trade it from there because that's the best position for it. Next one is engulfing candlestick with Bollinger Bands. One of my favorite. Bakit? Because this technical analysis happens at the bottom, right? Some people call it bottom fishing. I usually call it engulfing candlestick with Bollinger Bands, right? This is when there are two elements here. Engulfing candlestick. What is an engulfing candlestick? And so let me pull up an example of what an engulfing candlestick is. On the lower left part of your screen right here, this circle right here, notice that there is a red candlestick that closed outside the Bollinger Band. I usually call those triggers. Look at this right here. My red that closed outside the Bollinger Band. So that's a trigger right there. And then if the next candlestick is an engulfing candlestick means it's a big candlestick that closes above the red one where it started. That's an engulfing candlestick. Right? And then usually what that indicates is that that downtrend most probably has finished, but it doesn't mean it's gonna be a bounce, or it's gonna be a bounce or it's gonna stabilize sideways. But the real signal it tells you is that the downtrend most probably has stopped already. Now, if you position there after it stabilizes, then it can go up. That's good. But if after it stabilizes and then still fails, you can always cut loss if you're a trader. Right, Joffrey Bazar, and pinsan ko to, has a question. Good evening, sir. Question lang po kung tama yung TA ko sa BB, sa ANI. I notice every time na mag-BB trigger siya, mag-console na siya, or downtrend. Tapos, pag lumapit na siya sa MA20, mag-uptrend na siya sa... We'll get back. We'll go into that later. So, let me just finish this. So, it can take one candlestick to engulf it up to 3. Right? This one right here is another example. This is a red trigger right here. And look at this. The first green candlestick did not engulf the red one. So it took 1, 2, 3. It took 3 candlesticks to really close above the red one. So this is an engulfing group right here. Only up to 3 candlesticks. Because if it takes 4 candlesticks to really close above the red one, I don't consider that as a strong reversal sign. And usually, again, this is an indicator that the downtrend most probably has stopped already. This will not tell you that the stock is gonna go up right away. No. But in this cases, after stabilization, it did go up. In this case right here, after stabilization, it did go up. Right? This is the technical analysis I used behind my recommendation of LR right here. This super win of LR right here. There it is. Right here. Engulfing candlestick. There were 2 times that I recommended LR. One is this engulfing stick right here. And another one is when it triggered the Bollinger Band right there. It took just how many days before it did this very big win for LR. But first time I recommended it was this one right here. Why? Because this is an engulfing pattern right there. Red one, triggered, and then an engulfing candlestick happened. That's a strong reversal sign right there. So whenever this happens, wait for it to make a support. If ever hindi siya magtuloy-tuloy umakyat, this one made a support right here. So this is your entry point. If hindi siya magtuloy-tuloy paakyat, pag magtuloy-tuloy yan, pasukin mo na yan. Right? If it directly goes up, then just ride it right away the next day. So after this, you know what happened after. But this is not just the first time I did this with LR. Right? I traded so many LR moments using this technical analysis. This will show you how good this technical analysis is. This is one instance that it happened. So that one, let's look for another instance right here, around this area here. So we have a red trigger right here. And then look at this. 1, 2, 3. 3 candlesticks. The next day, hindi siya nagtuloy-tuloy. So I did not ride that. And then it stabilized right here. Then after that, it went up. It did consolidate for a bit. But again, this signal tells you that this downtrend has most probably stopped already. And it was right. There is no engulfing right here. No engulfing right here with a trigger. So this time, it was right again. 2 out of 2 trades I did with LR1 because of that. Here's another one. Here's another instance right here. Triggered. It closed. It touched the Bollinger Band at the bottom. Then look at that one. After 2 candlesticks, right here. After 2 candlesticks, it did engulf, and then it just stabilized right there and made a support, and then after that, umakyat siya. Hindi gaano malaki yung akyat niya. But look at this. It was right in telling you that this downtrend most probably has stopped already. That's 3 out of 3 that this technical analysis technique has been right. So 3 out of 3 trades right there. Let's look for another one right here. Look at this right here. Triggered. 1, 2, 3. After 3 candlesticks, it did engulf. That's a strong reversal sign. Right? It did go sideways for a bit, made a support. This is what I always tell you. wait for it to stabilize, and then after stabilizing, we have a support right there. You just test buy there. And then look at that. It was right. It did not win that much. Ay, malaki pala, right? It did go down, and then it was right in telling us that this downtrend has stopped. That's 4 out of 4. Right? 4 out of 4 times this happened. It was right. And here's another one right here. Triggered, and then there's that engulfing right there. It just stabilized right there. After stabilizing, it went up. That's 5 out of 5. It was right in telling us that this downtrend most probably is finished. So that's 5 out of 5. Yan. Soft crew. Question: how much is your allocation for trades? Usually I swing trade 50k, but I don't get in 50,000 right away. So random answering lang ito ng questions ha. There's a thing called pyramid your way up. I'm gonna make a video about that. This is about test buying. You just test buy at the bottom right there, because this is a very critical position right here. It can fail, right? So para hindi ka matalo na malaki, you just test buy. Right, so I'm gonna make a different video about that in the future. So definitely watch out for it. For those who are here na hindi pa nakasubscribe sa channel ko, please subscribe to my channel so that you'll be updated on future tutorial videos like this one. So those are the 5 technical analysis techniques I use with Bollinger Bands. Right, this one right here is one of my favorites because this is the lowest. This has one of the lowest risk because the stock is very stable. Constricted Bollinger Band. Kaya nga recommend ko si Emperador. Another one is right here, the double bottoms, very low risk. Riding the bands is quite risky. You need to be very good at that. And also pull back to MA20 because you need to be good at swing trading also because you're riding trends right here. And then another one of my favorite is engulfing candlestick kasi nasa baba ka and your risk is very low. Right? These 3 are my favorite, especially for beginners who wants to trade low risks. And then these 2 kind of intermediate na because these are uptrend stocks already and you're riding trends already. We're gonna have future videos about that, how to ride these kinds of movements, but not right now. We're talking about Bollinger Bands. So we're gonna have an activity on, I call this predicting the future using Bollinger Bands. But before I go there, I want to check your questions muna and prepare my activity. Ito. Right. So I have an activity prepared. Alright, so so puntahan ko lang sa taas. Maybe I missed a question right here. We are right here. So may question tayo. Good evening, Ted Abaricia. Yan, good evening. Good evening, ladies. FI Kim Kimi Getty Melendres. Good evening, sir. Getty Melendres from Singapore. Wow. Joseph Magsino, usually it is uploaded afterwards. Yes, it is uploaded. The replay is uploaded afterwards. Good evening from Singapore. Veronica Tabiosares. Sir, what is your insights about IS Bollinger Band? Gio Francisco, I don't want this video to be about, what do you call this? Consultation. So just please send me a message on Facebook. I'll answer you there instead. Right, good evening, Sherwin Abdon, Mark Estrella. Pwede ba sa intra? Yes, definitely. I use Bollinger Bands in my intra. Pero dapat bantayan mo yan ha, kasi intraday yan. Jesse San Diego, hi. And Robert Anthony, good evening din. And Gracia Agapay. Eduardo, hello. Eduardo Bolivar. Jeffrey Tan, paano malaman if mag-touch lang sa MA20 or mag-below MA20? Yan, very good question, Jeffrey Tan. If it goes near MA20 already, abangan mo na yung stock na yan. Always watch for that stock already if you want to watch it every day as much as possible. There it is. Now, you wait for the bounce at MA20. If it bounces, then you test buy. That's what you do. If it fails MA20, then use MA20 as your support. Just cut loss. That's it. Right. MSI, good evening, sir. Trading doesn't have to be very hard. If it's time to cut loss, just cut loss. Marie Benitez, hello sir, evening at last. Nakapag-chat din na yan. Marie Benitez has been a very avid follower of mine. Yan, ang tagal na niya nang hinihintay na makapag-chat siya sa live. And congratulations, Marie. We've been troubleshooting her chat a while back. Eduardo Bolivar, yung guhit sa gitna ng upper and lower band, yun yung MA20. Yes, that's this red one right here is the MA20 right there. So Geoffrey, just send me a message. I don't want to check other stocks for this episode. Sir, question, how much is your allocation per trade? Yan. I just test buy sa 50,000 ko. If I start swing trading, I usually start with 20,000. Yun yung nilalagay ko, and then I just go full if it's already confirmed uptrend. Clark Daniel, good evening. Anong time po live kayo sa Daily Grind? 8:15 in the morning will be live for the Daily Grind. Test buy, how many percent, sir? Yan, I usually put in 30% of my allocation for my test buy. Joseph Magsino, yan. Roxanne Maluluan, what time of the day is good to enter? It depends. It really depends on the price action. We can't say what time of the day. Right. Joseph Magsino, Daily Grind. PTNT, wala pa po update, sir. No update for PTNT yet. When to sell po? When to sell? If it closes inside the Bollinger Bands, that's a sell signal right there. That's a signal that the momentum has stopped. But then again, just sell half. I have a video about how to handle your winning stocks. Joseph Magsino, quick replay po. Nasabi na kanina, usually closes inside Bollinger Band po ata. Yes. Clark Daniel Sisto, thank you for answer. No problem po. Sige po. Yan. So, I think we are updated. Now, we can start our Christian has a good question. Do you complement BB with any oscillator po? You can see on my screen right here, I use Bollinger Bands with RSI. Usually, that's a very good combination right there. Right? Whenever there is an engulfing and then nasa baba, that's good. Whenever there is a consolidation, squeezing of the Bollinger Bands, and okay pa naman yung RSI niya, usually that's good. Good evening, sir. Buti naman meron kayong live video sa gabi kasi pag umaga I can't watch. Yes. But this is not often because on weekdays and evenings I do forex. So, nagfo-forex trade din ako. Anyways, so let's continue. We are now at the portion where we do what do you call this? We do activity. We have an activity right here. So I want you guys to predict and type in the comments, where do you think the stock is going? Is it gonna go up? Is it gonna go down? Or is it gonna do sideways? And then we're gonna gagamitin natin. We're gonna use the favorite blue chip of all, JFC, because this technique is very effective in blue chips, right? Normal moving stocks, especially in blue chips. This is very good for blue chips. Right, so right now, a little review. Whenever you see a Bollinger Band starting to constrict, that means the stock is stabilizing, meaning it's getting, its movement is gonna go sideways. Ayan ha, pag paliit yung Bollinger Bands, it will go sideways. If it touches the upper Bollinger Band, most probably it's gonna go up. If it touches the lower Bollinger Band, then most probably it's gonna go down. So, right here at this position right here, we are on a sideways movement, so no significant movement as of the moment. This is what I'm saying. There's no significant movement yet, but we have a support right here. You can enter that support. It's up to you. But right now, we are going to predict the movements of a stock. Look at this right here. The Bollinger Band started to constrict. So this is an indicator that this is gonna go. Where does the stock go if the Bollinger Band starts to constrict? Alright, put your answer in the chat room. Is it gonna go sideways, up, or down? Sideways, very good. So let's see if it's gonna go sideways. It's going sideways, you're right. But right here, we have a breakout right here. Let's see what happens. It did go up, right? That's good. So we have a stabilization right here, but again, I use it with other indicators. It's stable, but it did do a breakout. I usually get in breakouts, okay? So we have a trigger right here sa taas. Where do you think where do you think is the stock gonna go? Right? Pag nag-trigger sa taas, yes, it's gonna go up. Right? So let's see if you're right. It was a red, but it is starting to go up. See, you were right. You're predicting the future. Right, very good. Willie, Kim, Bruno, John. Right, you are right. Now it's starting to do a pullback. These are normal market movements. Don't be worried about these. Right? See, you are right. It did go up. So you are getting better. Let's see what happens. Right. Let's see right here. So we're seeing that the Bollinger Band is starting to constrict. Look at that. Lumiko na sa taas and the lower part is starting to constrict. where do you think the stock is going? Is this gonna continue going up or sideways or down? Sideways, right? So let's see if you're right. If it's gonna do good, Joffrey. Let's see if you're right. You're right. It's doing sideways now. Now you're predicting these movements because of the Bollinger Bands right there. Right? So see, it's getting more constricted. So most probably still gonna do sideways right here. So at this moment at this point, ito yung sinasabi ko. This is the point of stability. Abangan mo na ang stock na ito. If you want, magbodega kayo sa baba. Right? But then again, look at this. It triggered the lower Bollinger Band. Where do you think this is going? Lower Bollinger Band was triggered. Where's this gonna go? Down. Marco, very good. Jared Tumanda saying down. Christian, down. Willie, down. Very good. Robert, Joseph Mallon, down. Right. Let's see if you are right. If you are right. Good job, everyone. So, you are predicting the possible movement of a stock using the Bollinger Bands right here. So, let's see what happens. It did go down. Look at that. You're right. Good job, everyone. So, here, we have a candlestick that closed. It's a green one, but it still closed outside the Bollinger Band. So, that's still a negative trigger. Kahit green yan, ha? So, that's still a negative trigger because it closed outside the bands. We have an engulfing right here. So, where do you think this downtrend has stopped? Yes or no? Right. So, you think this is gonna go up? Let's see. Walang nagkukodigo sa inyo, ha? Walang nanonood ng charts. Right. You are right. So, it did go up. So, this is a sign right here that it will go up. Maybe sideways, but at least we are right that this downtrend has stopped. Right. Very good. Yan. Umangat nga siya. This time it did sideways, but still we were right. Umangat siya. Nag-recover siya. Right there. So, you're right there. Let's see. Right here. Yan. Nag-breakout siya. Let's see what happens. It is now at MA20. Sitting at MA20. Look at that right there. MA20. That's why I love MA20. Then again, whatever happens here, relax na kayo because you've already entered at this stock right here. So, you test buy here. Look at this right here. This is a higher low. So, this is an uptrend signal right here. So, you buy more at this point. And let's see if you're right. Nag-breakout siya. Let's see. Look at that. It triggered above. Ayan. You are predicting the movement of the stock already. It's going up right there. Very good. Very good, everyone. So, let's see. We are at MA20. There's a question from Christian Gabriel Cote. Solid pa rin po ba yung higher low? Yes, this is a good place to buy more. Then again, you don't use this as your cut anymore. If you buy more here, you use this as your support, okay? If you buy more at the top, you move your support, all right? I'm gonna make a video about that. Let's see. Here's a pullback at MA20. Let's see what happens at MA20. It broke MA20. So, most probably, this uptrend is finished. Let's see if we're right. Look at that. This is correct. We are right. Tapos na yung uptrend niya and it's starting to do sideways now. So, let's see what happens. Triggered sa baba. Where do you think the stock is gonna go down? Oh, go down. Where do you think the stock is gonna go? It's gonna go down. Sorry. Right. So, let's see if we're right. It did not go down further, but at least we are right here. When it broke the MA20, bumaba ang stock. So right here, this is tricky kasi ka-level niya lang eh. But definitely, I consider this as an engulfing. After two candlestick, this is a possible sign of reversal. Yan. So let's see if this is right here. I consider this as an engulfing. It closed around there. A little, very thin engulfing right there. So, maybe this is right. Tapos na itong pagbagsak na ito. Most probably, let's see what happens. Is this gonna go sideways? Nag-support lang siya. There it is. Nag-sideways nga siya. So, we were right at this point. So, we have a support right here. We have a bounce. This is your entry point. Right there. And, let's see. There's a breakout right there. So, let's see where's this gonna go. Right. Very good. So, at this point, panalo ka na. From this point pa lang, meron ka ng support right here. You could have entered here. We were right. After this movement right here, umangat na siya. So, this is Yan. Pag sinabi nyo po ba na engulfing or na trigger, kasama po ba ang wick? No, it should be the closing, right? Bollinger Bands, you consider, very good question, Clark Daniels is to. I only look at the body, right? Kung saan siya nag-close and saan siya, if it closed outside or it closed inside or mas mataas yung closing niya. I don't consider the wicks, right? So, right here, we have a breakout. Yan, tama tayo sa pag-akit yan. At this point, panalo na tayo. But this one right here, it triggered the Bollinger Band. Look at RSI. Yan. Hindi nyo makikita si RSI kasi andyan yung mukha ko. So, lilipat ko lang ang mukha ko. I'm just gonna transfer my face magically above 2 Trade Asia. Right there. So, right here, this is a Bollinger Band trigger. This is the point where I watch RSI. So, RSI is still healthy. It's still at 63. So, we are still not in overbought levels, so most probably this is gonna go where? Up, down, side. Up, right? Very good. So Christian has a question. Christian, Gabriel Cote, clarification lang po. When do you enter po while sideways moves ng candle? I enter when there's an engulfing. I wait for it to stabilize and make a support right here. During this point right here, pwede tayo mag-enter dyan. Use this area as your cut loss level. So, this is a higher low bounce. Pwede kang pumasok dyan. Nag-fail siya ng konti, but you're still at very good levels because you still have a support right here, the previous bounce. So, if hindi siya ma-break, that's okay. So, nakapasok ka na dito at this point right here. I usually wait for it to stabilize. Kasi pag nag-engulfing yan, ganito ha, I just want to be clear. Pag nag-engulfing ang isang stock, right? Pag nag-engulfing yan, bukas, titignan ko ang movement niyan. If magtuloy-tuloy siya, I'm gonna get in. But if it fails the next day, I will wait for it to stabilize and make a support. And then that's when I get in. So your answer is up at this point. I hope that was clear. So your answer was up. Let's see if you're right. Nag-pullback. Look at that pullback right there. MA20. Beautiful pullback to MA20. And once it bounced, right there. Nag-bounce siya. You are right. See, you are predicting the future. Sorry, nawawala ako kasi binabasa ko yung mga questions. What about Heiken Ashi candles? I'm not using Heiken Ashi candles. I'm not sure how to use Bollinger Bands with Heiken Ashi candles. Sir, kita ba yan pag ganyan movement kapag naka 1 minute chart? Yes, definitely. I'm gonna show it to you later on. Right. So, at this point, you're right. Dito pa lang ka pumasok, panalo ka na. So, we are seeing pullbacks right here. See? Ang laki pa ba ng panalo nyo? At this point, kung pumasok kayo, panalo na. Ang laki na ng panalo nyo. Still holding on to MA20, these are opportunities to buy more. If hindi pa kayo nakapag full buy dito on this breakout. Alright, so there it is. Now it broke MA20. Stock, the Bollinger Band is starting to constrict. Where do you think this is going? Muhammad Ahmed, yes, same with crypto. This is the same with crypto. So, Jared is saying going down. Very good. But, look at that. Stabilizing. So, most probably sideways. Na-trigger niya sa baba. So, very good call. Bumababa siya. Let's see what happens. So, we have a support or we have a bounce right here. Everything is still going sideways. So, right now, you just wait for what movement it will do. Right? No significant movement as of the moment. Pero you don't really care because you've already bought here. You could have sold half at this point already when it broke MA20 or pwede mo ibenta lahat. So at this point right here, let's wait for any significant movements. Triggered sa baba. You were right. When people answered down or sideways, nag-sideways siya saglit and then it did go down. This is what I'm telling you. Whenever the MA20 is broken, usually it changes the direction. It's either gonna go sideways or gonna go down. This time, it did go down. We have an engulfing right here. So, we think this is, etong downtrend na ito, tapos na. Right? So, we have, are we right? We're right. After this engulfing, the direction changed from downtrend to a sideways movement right there. See? Let's see where this goes. Still sideways, and there it is. We are right again at this engulfing. Ito yung sinasabi ko sa inyo, engulfing. That's why I love this one right here. So, nag-trigger siya sa taas, but don't really care. Most probably, this is gonna go up, but you've already entered at this point right here. It's failed. Look at that. MA20 pullback. Hindi lang gaano naglapit, but those are normal market movement. You are right. And then look at that again. MA20 again, and it bounces again at MA20. Let's see what happens after. Still at MA20. Bollinger Band is starting to constrict. So most probably, is this gonna go sideways? Yes or no? Most probably sideways. Constricted ang Bollinger Bands eh. It broke the MA20 right there. So, yan. So, tapos na yung akyat niya. We were right, diba? So, it broke MA20. Sideways breakout. That's a breakout right there. Broke MA20 again. But then again, it's already doing sideways. Right? These are sideways movements. This is delikado, right? Biglang nag-volatile ang stock. Right there. Let's see what happens. Let's see. Okay. Hindi siya nakapag-trigger. So, basically, nag-sideways lang siya. We are still right, diba? Still doing sideways, still doing sideways, still doing sideways. Trigger sa taas. Ayan. So, it triggered above. Right? Good volume right here. So, let's see if this will continue going up. Right. We are now right. Diba? Tama tayo. It's going up. See, you're predicting the future using Bollinger Bands. This is why I love Bollinger Bands, and the other trainers, the other bloggers are starting. I noticed they're already starting to use Bollinger Bands already. So that's a good sign, right? I really want to teach this properly to everyone, right? So right here, let's see. Let's continue the activity. Ayan. Bollinger Band starting to constrict. Let's see if that will continue. Look at that. Nag-constrict na. So we know this might go sideways already. Nag-trigger pa rin sa taas. But that trigger right there is around 70 na sa RSI. So, delikado na yan. Huwag nyo nang pasukin yan. Dito kayo sa pumasok. Huwag kayong hahabol dyan sa taas. Right, so, we're at MA20. Look at that. Bounce MA20. So, meron naman siyang attempt. Look at that. This is why I love MA20. Right, and then, nag-trigger na naman siya. Now, this time, it broke MA20. So, if it breaks MA20, so most probably, tapos na itong. Yes, that's the MA20. Sir, question, bakit po walang gilid na merong MA20? How do you predict na MA20? Yes, this line right here is MA20. Sorry if this wasn't clear. I think I mentioned this at the start of the video. This red line right here is the MA20. Right? So, most probably, yes, Kaloy, most probably it's gonna go sideways. And you are right. Look at that. You're predicting the sideways, Kaloy. Good job. Inunahan mo ako sa tanong ko. So, right there, it's doing sideways. It triggered the bottom part. So, where is this gonna go? Up or down? Sideways? So, I think this is gonna... Where do you think this is gonna go down, right? Christian, Bruno, Clown down. Malaking engulfing. So, we think it was gonna go down. It did go down and then bounce and then nagtuloy-tuloy. So, we have an engulfing right here. So, most probably itong bagsak na ito is done. Right? And, nag-trigger na naman sa baba. So, this time, I think mas klaro na ito. Alam na natin saan ito pupunta. Maybe it's gonna go down. No engulfing. Wala tayong engulfing dyan. See? You are right, guys. Yan, ang galing. It did go down. Right? No engulfing right there. Ipit na. Boom. Right, so right here, is this an engulfing? Red, 1, 2, 3. Yes, we have an engulfing right here. So, most probably, this downtrend has stopped. Maybe magsa-sideways na ito or it's gonna go up. So, bilisan ko na lang, okay? We're right. Nag-sideways na siya. Tapos na yung downtrend niya. Right there. And it's already right there. Let's see. Nagbe-break out. Bollinger Band is telling us it's stabilizing. So, magsa-sideways pa. These are bad signs right here. Ito, nag-break siya ng support. And then, we have a trigger sa baba. So, most probably, this is gonna go down. Let's see. You are right again. But we have an engulfing right here. So, most probably, tapos na ito. And tapos na nga. We are right again. So, this is how you are predicting the future using Bollinger Bands. Ayan, nagtitrigger na naman siya ulit. Nag-dead cut bounce lang. And then, triggered the bottom. So, you know where this is going. Right? And we have an engulfing right here. So, most probably, tapos na ito. And boom. These are the instances na mali si Bollinger Band. This is why I really want you to, pag nag-engulfing yan, antayin nyo mag-stabilize. Right? At this point right here, it did start to stabilize, but we don't have a confirmation bounce right here. So, wag kayong papasok pag ganyan. And then, boom. Yun pa nga. Bumagsak. Right? No engulfing right here. 1, 2, 3. Actually, engulfing to eh. 1, 2, 3. Yan. Maybe it's gonna do sideways after this because engulfing to. Last trigger was here. 1, 2, 3. It closed above this one right here. So most probably magsa-sideways ito. And it did go sideways. Tried to break MA20. It failed breaking MA20. So, wala. Patuloy yung direction na yan. So, this time it broke MA20. Let's see what happens. Oh, nag-stabilize nga. So, this engulfing was right. Right here. Nag-sideways siya. Diba? So, let's see what happens after the stabilization. Triggered sa baba. Where is this going? Up, down, side. Down, right? So, let's see if you are right. See, you're predicting the future using Bollinger Bands right there. See? This is how Bollinger Band helps me. I hope this will help you also in the future. Right? So, let's see what happens in the further. Now, this happened. Right? Downtrend, and then this is an engulfing right here. Zoom pa natin. This is an engulfing right here. We have an engulfing pattern right here. So where is this gonna go? Is this downtrend finished or not? Yes, tapos na. Most probably. Is it gonna go up? Tama. See? Robert. Diba? Right. So, see, you are predicting the future already. Nag-level up na kayo, guys, okay? But then again, be careful with your trades, okay? This is not 100% foolproof, right? So, na-break niya na MA20 niya right here. So, most probably, yung rally na yan, tapos na. Let's see what happens. It's stabilizing. Let's see what happens. Stable right here. So, let's see saan magta-trigger. Nag-trigger sa baba. Where is this going? Most probably, gonna go down. Paano po siya, Christian has a question, paano po siya nag-engulf ng 3 following candles, right? This one right here, this one is a trigger. Look at this, 1, 2, 3. This green one closed above the red candlestick, right there. So, after 3 candlesticks, it closed above this one right here. So, that's an engulfing right here. This one is an engulfing right here. And, right here, nung nag-trigger na siya, dito na tayo, diba? Dito, last ang trigger, baba. So, yes, Brandy, Manolo answered it's going down. Are you right? Nag-recover. Triggered ulit. Robert is saying down. Let's see. You guys are correct. Ayan, nagbagsakan nga siya. Diba? So, we have an engulfing right here. So, let's see if this engulfing works. And sideways siya. Yeah, that was good right here. We have a stabilization right here. And then, kaso nga lang bumaba siya. It broke its support. So, dapat mag-cut loss kayo dyan. Nagte-trigger pa rin sa baba. So, it's gonna go down. See, you're predicting right here. You're predicting it right here. This is a price action movement like here. Pula. Tapos mas maliit na pula and then just lower. This is a good price action but still it triggered sa bottom. So, this is a good sign that it is slowing down. Let's see what happens. Look at that. Sabi ko sa inyo, price action yan, di ba? It's the downtrend is slowing down. So, anytime soon, it's gonna bounce. And it did bounce. And yung bounce niya engulfing. So, what do? You buy tomorrow if it continues. So, you're predicting that this is gonna go where? Up, down, sideways. Yes, nag-engulfing nga dyan, Trevor. Right. Buy. Yan. Bulltron is gonna buy. Let's see. Tama. Very good. Then, may trigger pa tayo dito. Delikado tong trigger na to kasi medyo mataas ang RSI. But then again, we don't care kasi pumasok na tayo dito di ba? Dito pa lang nakapasok na tayo. See? Right there. And pull back to MA20. Right there. Bollinger Band is starting to constrict. So, most probably, this is gonna go sideways. Are we right? Yan, nag-sideways nga siya. Leaning to the top part and broke MA20. So, we're stabilizing right here. Tama tayo, nag-sideways siya. Right? Let's see. Trigger sa baba. Where's this stock gonna go? Ayan, chupit na. Sell at MA20. Very good job. Right? You're getting better. Right? Again, this is not about when to sell or ano. We are just predicting the movement of the market using this one right here. So, it's triggering the bottom part. So, yan. Unang nagsagot si Joseph Magsini. Very good. You predicted that this is gonna go down. Is it gonna go down? It might have gotten down, but may engulfing tayo dito. So, do we buy? Yes or no? Yan. Most probably, it's gonna go sideways now, di ba? So, most probably, tapos na itong downtrend na ito. Are you right? Gerard Tumanda is answering up, buy, tas buy. Yan, very good, tas buy. Pwede ka mag-tas buy. Yes, you can. Anyways, maliit naman tong risk na ito. RSI is still very good. Let's see. Ayan. Let's see if you're right. Natapos na yung downtrend na yan. Yan na. Yan yung confirmation natin. And, nag-support pa siya. See? This is, you're predicting it already. You're getting better. Right? Guys, I want you to practice this on different stocks. Usually, blue chips ko ginagamit ito. This is very, very useful on normal moving stocks. Yung walang nag-hype or walang news, this is very helpful. Right? So, hindi lang ito nasusunod if may mga news. Kasi pag may news, wala, iba na yun eh. Yeah, that doesn't follow normal technical analysis eh. Diba? So, yan, nag-breakout pa nga right there. But I hope you get my point. This is why I love Bollinger Bands, because you will be able to predict the future. Most probably predict the future. Again, guys, there is no guarantee in stock exchange. Kasi kung 100% itong Bollinger Band, then wala na, mayaman na tayo lahat. Diba? But I hope you get my point. Sa mga na-late na pumasok, check out the replay of the video in a while. I'm gonna be uploading the link of the replay para makapag-study naman kayo. But I want you guys to study yung ginawa nating activity. Do that with other stocks. Mag-backtrack kayo, back-read kayo ng mga stocks. You'll see. This is gonna help you. Right? Use it with RSI. So, a little review lang. Yun. Questions ninyo. Obrigado, Brazil. Right, see, sir, paano yung setting ng chart? Just directly open Bollinger Bands and use the default settings kay Bollinger Bands. Right, so, si Bultron, kaso ipit pa sa now. It's okay. Ayan, natututo naman tayo sa, yung kay now, mga naipit kay now. At least you learned that you are not ready for trading yet. Diba? There's always a bright side when you lose. Right. Thank you, sir. Malaking tulong bagong start investing. Right. So, sir, mag-engulf na kaya si JFC bukas. We really don't know. We'll have to wait for what happens. Yan. Bukas, we're gonna be discussing about the market. That's it for tonight. I still haven't eaten dinner yet, so kakain muna ako. So for tonight, enjoy the rest of the evening. And as always, let's get rich together. Please subscribe to the channel and share this video to your wall, to your groups, to your friends who are starting to trade, just started to trade. This will help them a lot, right? Please subscribe to the channel. Once again, let's get rich together. Enjoy the rest of the evening. Bye-bye.